Niggas for the clown, man.
Man, I don't give a fuck. Damn, God.
Hey, that's how you know niggas fuck with us, man. That's how you know niggas.
Y'all know what it is.
They was in the chat chilling, man.
Y'all know what it is, man. We had, well, not we. If it could go wrong, it went wrong. Let's put it like that. If it could go wrong, it went wrong, man. What's up, GMS?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I'm surprised we even did the show, man.
Hey, it was this close to being canceled, but niggas said, fuck it, let's get it in, man. We got to get this one off. Because we talked about a lot of this shit beforehand. It'd be very disappointed if we didn't do this shit. but
that's the problem, too, because we can't do it the way we wanted to do it. Right. And y'all, how we wanted to do it was, you know, we wasn't trying to make Black History Month a big deal or nothing like that. Because, I mean, if you Black, you should be always looking and learning about yourself, right? But what we was gonna do is allow y'all to tell us some things that we probably don't know or some things that you want us to know. And we was gonna search the shit right here on live to make sure that your facts was correct. Yeah. Because one thing I realized about the Black community is there's a lot of shit out there that might not be so 100.
Yep.
And you know, they say a lot of the history has been hidden. But then you got a lot of niggas just making up shit.
Right.
So we was gonna get to the bottom of it, but we wasn't gonna judge nobody. We just wanted to see what people had to say and history that they might have wanted to bring forth, and we were just gonna simply just look a little into it and see if you knew what you was talking about or not.
Yeah, have a open conversation with our people. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be able to do that without thinking or having any background thoughts of niggas, you know, saying some wild shit or disrespecting niggas. That's the problem with us in the first place. We can't have these open conversations and talk to each other without shit going sideways. There's only a few of us where we can have these back and forths and still keep it respectful.
And I seen y'all going in for 20 minutes straight with no goddamn show. That just let us know. I just want y'all to know, I just realized that y'all never been here to watch the show. Y'all been here to hang out in the motherfucking chat room, man.
Right. Y'all like each other more than y'all like the fucking show.
Yeah, man. I thought we had some supporters and shit for a minute there. I thought we was somebody, but apparently not. So with that being said, I might as well shit on some of y'all niggas' beliefs. Who in the chat room? Who?
Which one are you goofy?
Which one are you ignorant, imaginative ass niggas think that they is a Moor? Raise your motherfucking hand if you a Moor.
Oh shit!
Raise your fans if you think you a Moor, nigga, or better yet. Raise your hand if you think you a Hebrew Israelite. We got any Hebrew Israelites in the house? What else? What else do niggas be saying? What else do niggas be saying, dog? Aborigines. We need some Indian. We need some Black Indian Aborigines.
Fuck it. If you think you blazing, we'll call on you too.
If you think you was the first one to make the automobile. Raise your hand if you made the automobile and some white dude patented it and called it after his nephew name and shit. Now your first car was named Bartholomew instead of Terrence. The first car was supposed to be a Terrence.
It wasn't supposed to be a Buick, it was a Beulah. Niggas had the Beulah on deck.
Nigga, Black History Month be like, I want to call your attention to Etta J. Miles. Etta J. Miles was the one who put the rubber washer in the furnace. And if it wasn't for that rubber washer in the furnace, we gotta be exploding for the rest of our lives. Your furnace will only have 3 to 5 years of a motherfucking lifespan instead of 7 to 15.
This nigga's crazy,
man. y'all should have prayed my computer was acting right, man. Cause I was gonna do this shit so different, man. I was gonna shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? My German ancestors was telling me just mind your fucking business. Like let them.
They said you might want to chill out on this one.
They was like, hey man, look, let them have it, okay? If they made the washer, fuck it, let them have it.
If these niggas are responsible for peanut butter, let them make PB&J. God damn it!
Look, man, we brought up the black queens who helped do the math problems, who was doing the long division to get the rockets to the moon. But what did you find out about the moon landing today, GMS?
I found out that it's a bunch of crock of shit. You motherfuckers lied. how that nigga said? How Funk Flex said? You fucking lied, and y'all fucking worship the moon landing. Them niggas lied to you, B.
Hey man, they said the ladies did the algebra to get niggas to the moon. So what happened then, GMS? They said that they don't have a clue how the fuck they got to the moon.
Look, they saying so. Let's just say they did. A high-ranking official already came out to say that they, for some reason, destroyed the goddamn technology to get to the moon. Why would you destroy technology that is so advanced? I wouldn't understand that. Y'all spend y'all lives working on this shit, and you motherfuckers destroyed the technology to get to the moon? Nah, I don't think you destroyed shit. I just think y'all really didn't go, and y'all don't have the proof for it. So,
sound about right, GMS. Hey man, shout out to SW Valor for dropping this gem. George Washington Carver. You know who that is, right, GMS?
Yeah. Yep.
And we all do, right?
Yeah.
We all know the miracles that man did with the peanut. Look, man,
without peanut oil.
Black history is some disrespectful ass shit. And when it comes to Black History Month in America, it's damn near disrespectful.
Yeah.
Because it ain't some powerful history that Africans or blacks have done in the world. Mm-hmm. But the shit that they feed niggas be the dumbest shit ever. Now, mind you, George Washington Carver apparently was a fucking brilliant genius. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew about all plants. But that goddamn peanut, they focused around that peanut like there ain't no better nuts than a peanut. And did y'all know he didn't have his peanuts? Did you know they whole ass made that man a eunuch? You ain't know that?
No.
Man, they made. I'm not joking, bro. They made him a eunuch, brother. And it's interesting that they keep pushing forth the fact that he developed the peanut and did many different things with it.
That's how they minimize his ability to actually do way more than that. You minimize him by only talking about a fucking peanut. You know what I'm saying? That's how they tried to have him viewed. So, he was smarter than that. Everybody know he was smarter than that, you know.
But how about the fact that maybe he ain't had shit to do with peanuts, and they trying to make a sick ass joke?
That's minimizing. That's how you minimize a nigga. They not talking about any of the other things he did. They only talking about the peanut and how great the peanut is because people love fucking peanuts.
and ironically, they castrated the man. That's all I'm saying. But what other fun facts do we hear about today, man?
Well, to go back to the Moors shit.
Oh shit!
I had to do my research on the Moors.
Be careful, man, because cats that fuck with the Moor shit.
I mean,
they're really violent. They're really violent people. They were violent in history as well, especially against Africans. But go ahead. What was you trying to say?
I just doing more research instead of listening to the niggas that talk about the shit. You know, I did my due diligence. One thing I like to do is when I learn certain things, I like to hear it from the same perspective as me, which is like, you know, for the most part, unbiased and just calling it out for what it is. The Moors definitely had a dominant black army, but we were not we, because I wasn't a part of this shit, but I'll say the black people who were a part of the army, they were pretty much, they were used. They were used as a tactic. It was a tactic to create fear and to create dominance, because it's an ancient tactic to use black people's power and their dominance and their strength to try to help progress other races and benefit other races. So it wasn't, I don't believe that it started with us. I just know that we got recruited, and right after that, motherfuckers was like, you know what? We gonna start enslaving these niggas too.
And you know what else fucked up? Hold on, let me make this bigger so niggas can quit roasting me and shit. See if that help. Better, motherfucker.
That's better. That's better.
But dig this, right? Now, I had an argument with somebody. I think it was a nigga named IVR, but I can't remember. And or it might have been a nigga named Ian that now goes by SW Velour, but I can't remember though. But it was some weeks ago, and I had let them know that, you know, the Moors was Arab controlled.
Yeah.
Now, you found that out yourself today, right?
I did.
That
Arab, and I forgot what other one, but yeah.
And they enlisted a black African army to conquer Spain.
Yeah.
Like mercenaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they conquered Spain, they basically held it down for a few hundred years, had a whole lot of babies with some white ladies, and that's where you get the Sicilians from. And then they got expelled out of Spain. And guess what the fuck they did, man? They took their ass right back to Africa and overthrew Mansa Musa.
Oh yeah.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, that is.
They done went and learned how to fight, or became this big army due to the Arabs. Came back with Arabs too, by the way, and then took over Timbuktu and Mali and all that area that Mansa Musa controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, people give the Moors a lot of propers just because they was dark in skin. But just like a lot of other things in history, not every black achievement was for the betterment of black people. You dig what I'm saying? Some of the things that was done
made us look powerful, and it may have because we were, not that we looked, we were. They chose black people for a reason to help push their army. I just think that the illusion that we were much more important in the Moors than people, you know what I'm saying, than we actually were. We played a role. That was it.
It's just like Martin Luther King, for example. Now, you can't say that the man didn't do something in his heart that he felt was righteous or brave, but it led people into possibly a worse situation. You feel me? And that's just another example of black men being used to actually do the bidding of other people.
You know what I think Martin Luther King did? I think Martin Luther King saw everything that was going on, and he was one of those people that said, hey, let's try something different. He didn't necessarily know if it was going to work or not, but the response that he got, the love that he was shown by the people that supported him at that time, helped him believe more that what he was doing was going to work for the long haul. But the simple fact is, he wasn't loved like he was loved today. They hated that man so much that they killed him. So we can't look past that. We can't look past the fact that that happened to him in that time. The same people that will still try to uplift him today, or people who are family members of motherfuckers who hated him, try to pull him up in the and catapult him as the face of what black people should be like. I don't like that. Y'all niggas hated him.
Let's point out what we got in here. We got Up One Top Shelf. He said, let me see what he said. He said, do you know the Mexican second president was of African descent? I did not know that. And and I'm not doubting you. GMS, do you have a device that you would like to Google and fact check this information?
I would.
Or is we're gonna take it at face value?
I just seen that. Let me know if I disappeared. Did I disappear or no?
No, you did not.
All right.
Matter of fact, I got other phones. Hold on. We could both be fact checking this shit.
It's showing me that that I can possibly share my screen too.
Well, try it. And shout out to Last Shall Be First. He said, "What about the free slaves from America that went to modern day Liberia and then enslaved the Africans over there? Tell them about it, man." And what did I just show? Somebody just brought up to me the first black president. They always put this picture around talking about there was no.
Hold on.
They always put this picture around everywhere talking about it was the first black president, especially when Obama got in office. You saw this picture of John Henson, I believe his name was, just going around everywhere talking about he was the first black president. And
you gotta add it to the show.
All right, hold on, let me see. And in actuality, there we go. And in actuality, he wasn't the first black president, but what he was the senator of Liberia, which was American, like, I don't even know what you would call it. But basically, Abraham Lincoln and them, as soon as they used niggas to help win the Civil War, they was trying to convince all the blacks to go back to Africa, so they set up Liberia. And even in the speeches that Abraham was given, or Abraham Lincoln was given, he was trying to let black people know, like, look, y'all know y'all is white man's biggest problem over here, and we're y'all biggest problem over here. So why don't y'all just go to Africa? Like, I mean, in so many words, that's basically what he was saying while he was trying to convince black abolitionists and shit to round everybody up and get them back to Africa.
This nigga said Abraham Lincoln was black. I've heard that before, but I doubt it.
And let me tell you about that hogwash. Back then, if you had they was enacted the one drop rule. That means if you had one motherfucking grandparent, one motherfucking great grandparent that was mixed, they considered you tainted blood, and you were considered, they did it as an insult.
Yeah.
But when you look at his parents, which you can Google and look up his parents, that man wasn't black. That was a white man from the Stewart family, I believe. I might got his last name wrong. I might be thinking about King James Craft. But anyway.
Yeah, this nigga's name is Vicente Guerrero.
And he's a black Mexican, right?
He is an Afro.
Is this just a Mexican with an Afro, or is this an Afro that's a Mexican?
That's the reason why I said Afro. I mean, I don't know. His name is Vicente. But I mean, shit.
Is it saying, at least we gonna trust Google today? I know it's the white man's Google, but today we're gonna let Google be the judge. So is he a black Mexican?
Afro Mexico, yeah.
All right, well, fuck it. We rolling with it. Shout out to the first black Mexican president.
That's what it says. It says Afro Mexico right there.
Who else we got?
That's the shit that people don't like to talk about because it wouldn't go with the narrative today.
Okay, now we need to know if Abraham Lincoln was black. Can we get a picture of Abraham Lincoln's parents?
Let's get it.
And if they don't have a picture, let's get their names.
If he was black, every painting or every picture of him is gonna look like how they made Jesus. They can make him white.
I mean, they try to sneak that in there, but again, it was based off the one drop rule, and they were used to kind of insult each other by saying you got Negro in you, motherfucker. That was a heavy insult to a white man back then. Now look at this bullshit here. This, no, ain't no fucking ain't no motherfucking Nigga, somebody
have something here.
Somebody done took Jeepers Creepers and imposed him over motherfucking Abraham Lincoln suit and gonna try to pass that off as Abraham Lincoln.
Somebody took that Momo picture and put it on Abraham.
Somebody got motherfucking Paul from the Temptations after a good ass bottle of tequila and put this nigga on here. No, he looked like Eddie Kendricks when he was singing "Don't Look Any Further." You remember when he couldn't stop moving his mouth?
That nigga said,
"Don't look any further."
Whoa! That nigga's jaw was going ham. Damn. Look, they got
y'all gotta see. Look, that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all gotta stop this foolery, man. Look, how about we just stick to real history that's provable? Let's stop making shit up, man.
Right.
Okay, so look, like I said, man, we can further investigate that about him being black or not. But like I said, when I looked into it before, it basically was saying that they were trying to claim that he was, in his lineage, he had a drop of black blood, not necessarily a mixed man or black or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right. How about this? Here we go. Somebody brought up the Black Seminoles. And you know, they saying for the last couple of years that blacks in America were here, that they did not get brought here in slavery, but they were here already, and slavery was a lie. What do you think, GMS? Chat room, what do y'all think? Was black people here in North America already, or were they brought here in the slave trade? Or was it some here and many brought here in slave trade? Like, what y'all think?
I think it was too heavily documented and too many ledgers made to say that was something that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? They took account of this shit. They wrote down what the fuck was going on out there. They kept track of their slaves. They kept track of all that shit. So I wouldn't say that was the case. I wholeheartedly believe that motherfuckers was brought over here.
I believe that many were brought over here, and I believe that there were definitely a black presence in America, but it wasn't significant like people say. I was listening to a lecture from John Henry Clark, if y'all know who that is. He's a professor and historian and shit. And when he talked about what was written about the early colonizers and shit, they admitted that when they pulled up to South America, that they encountered, this is how they worded it, they encountered some groups of African tribes or some shit like that. But they said that they were not the dominant society, and that was South America. Then when it came to North America, I do know that Egyptian artifacts have been found on this land.
Yeah.
I know that there's American pyramids. Matter of fact, look that up, GMS. Look up pyramids in North America. Y'all know about some of them in South America, but look up pyramids in North America. So obviously, people have traveled here many, many years before slavery. But the dominant people that was warring against the settlers, I believe, was some Native American, dark-skinned, Mexican, and D-looking motherfuckers. It wasn't black African tribes warring against the white man. It was them red Indians. Because they numbers was crazy at that time. You know, and they got an extensive history, too, of how many wars that they fought against each other. So I'm just saying, I ain't trying to add to history. I ain't trying to take away from it. But I think we need to stop reaching for straws and shit and just kind of work with what's there. And for people that say the white man hide shit, all you got to do is read the books. Because they be telling each other everything. And when they thought niggas couldn't read, go read any history book that was written in the 1700s while you was enslaved. They didn't even think you could read. So they wasn't hiding shit from you. They was talking to each other.
That's
so
why
just
a lot
read.
of them quotes come back up now. A lot of those quotes come back up. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have known about us being considered 3/5 of a person if somebody didn't read that shit.
For real. Hey,
read that shit.
Shout out to OG Ma. He said Africans were here, but Africans were brought here. I agree with that too. But I still feel like as far as us calling ourselves Native Americans and shit like that, I wouldn't go that far because I believe the large majority of who you see walking around today is from descendants of the black slaves. And I say that because before they even set up slavery, they was warring with the Indians, and the Indians was warring with each other. So it's a lot of shit that was going on in America before the 1600s, before they started to bring. Because look, Columbus shit, that shit was in the 1400s.
Yeah,
they didn't start bringing slaves to the shores of North America to the 1600s. So that means for 200 years, what the fuck was going on in that time?
A lot of people are descendants of slaves too because they had to help populate this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We had to help populate the motherfucker because, I mean, the population wasn't that big in America. It was enough people, but they helped populate it. So now, just over time, everybody to some degree is a descendant of a slave.
And let me say this too. Last shall be first. Said the Gullah Geechee in South Carolina and Georgia still have their ancestors' truth of their slavery history. Now, look, that's the truth too. When I start hearing about the Black Indian shit, I start researching. Even the Black people in America that claim that they are descendants or a part of these recognized tribes, all of them admit that they were either from freed slaves or runaway slaves that joined Indian nations and was given citizenship under these native peoples and shit. Because right now they fighting to continue to get paid from these tribes because the tribes try to kick all the black motherfuckers out of it. Look that shit up too real quick. Go to Google. I mean, no, go to YouTube.
Okay.
And look up Black Native Americans kicked out of their tribe or some shit like that. See what come up. Because like I said, people be knowing they fucking history. But then you get a couple niggas who jump online and start just saying wild shit. And that shit get weight when we pass around when we go from ear to ear or mouth to ear, just saying some shit we heard, and then nobody stopped to look and see if it was true. Shout out to Talking Parodies Over Food, man. Thank you for the $10. He said the convo is bomb. And you know what? This could have been a lot better if my fucking computer would have been working. Because we
pull this up because I got the video ready.
Okay, because we wasn't gonna be talking shit. We was just gonna really just see what people have encountered, what kind of things that they learned about, and we was just gonna kind of teach each other tonight.
Right.
And but now we just freestyling. Did you find any? What you got?
Let me know if you can hear this.
Hey, look for a short video that got a Native American chick on. There we go. That'll work. Fuck it.
Yes,
lies a cemetery for Creek Indian freedmen,
the tribe's
former black slaves. It's
Chat, can y'all hear?
And becoming a dumping ground.
Start it over, GMS. They can hear it.
Okay. All right.
When Rhonda Grayson first. In Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, there lies a cemetery for Creek Indian freedmen, the tribe's former black slaves. It's neglected and becoming a dumping ground.
Yes, this is one of the Benjamins.
When Rhonda Grayson first heard about it, she didn't get very far in her inquiries about who owned this plot of land.
And when I received the second call, I said, this is the ancestors calling us, and we have to do something.
Not only did she find the owner, she managed to acquire the land on behalf of the Creek Indian freedmen. Now she's begun work on restoration and an accounting of who's buried here.
Now, this is Rebecca Johnson, born July 4th on Independence Day, 1865.
At the recent commemorations for the centenary of the Tulsa race massacre, Black Native Americans are a strong presence. And as with the massacre of 1921, many in the US and elsewhere aren't even aware of their existence. Some Native American tribes long accepted Black members. But in what's now Oklahoma, white settlers judged the tribes civilized because not only did they assimilate with the newcomers in dress and religion, but also in the adoption of Black chattel slavery. After the Civil War, the tribal nations abolished slavery as part of treaties signed with the federal government in 1866. Former slaves would be fully integrated and now known as freedmen.
Oh,
And
damn.
there was full integration and intermarriage. Ligas Shotu Perryman even served as the principal chief of the Creek Nation.
That looking like our Lacey.
And 1895.
We know that America Cohee was born in 1888. She is an original enrollee of the Muskogee Creek Nation.
Rhonda Grayson's great-grandmother lived her whole life as a member of the Muskogee Creek tribe. But then in 1979, the Creek passed new laws decreeing that freedmen were no longer tribal members. The other tribes followed. Freedmen would lose their tribal voting rights as well as their housing, health, and other benefits.
Everyone should be outraged that this could happen in 1979.
Tribes argued it was an expression of their sovereignty. An 1866 treaty with the U.S. government.
Or do I need to cut it?
No, you good. You good.
Hey, now y'all see what I'm saying? Though they knew, you know, they've been considered Native Americans for over 100 years, and they knew how did they become part of those tribes. But you get cats now saying, "Oh no, we've been this, we've been that." I believe if there was African presence here on United States, they was not considering themselves the same as them. You know what I'm saying? They had their own, you know, lifestyle. And even with the ones in South America, if you look at South America population, bro, they've been looking black. Like you go to Papua New Guinea and all them kind of places in them jungles and shit, they look like black tribes would in large parts of Africa and shit. They look the same like cultural norms and shit. So I ain't saying that black folks went everywhere on the planet, but I think when people start grabbing at other people's cultures and trying to get finagle their way in, it started looking crazy. And like the Hebrew Israelites, for example.
Like we don't have nothing that's strong enough to claim as our own. We got to.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Everything else.
That's what I'm trying to say. Instead of just really focusing on the known black history and the known African history and upholding that, how many people search it? How many people know everything there is to know about the Fulani or the fucking Ashanti or Zulus? You don't know shit about them, but niggas know everything about the Arabs, know everything about Islam and Christianity and Hebrew Israelites, but you don't know shit about Africa.
I hear a lot about the Moors, like over the past couple of years, people talking about that. Like I know people have been talking about it, but over the past couple of years, it's caught my attention because it's come up a lot in conversations when you deal with talking about history and black history. And doing my own research on it and just reading up or watching or reading up on it, it's like, yo, we need to get back to our origins. What the fuck is going on with us? What power did we, like, of course we had enough power because people was coming to grab us. People knew about us. They was coming to get the black people to help them all over the place. That's why all these different cultures integrate with us, because they came to grab us, taking away our authentic culture that we built ourselves and then kind of pushing it back in the back burner. That's why a lot of people attach themselves to the other shit. I'm trying to figure out where my lineage comes from the start. I want to know the foundation of it.
Hey, let me address this right here, because I just had this conversation today. Joseph said, first, whites, Asians, Latinos, Arabs were black. Everyone is black. Y'all niggas stuck on race, but racism started in the 1500s. Okay, let's talk about that shit. I believe everybody came from Africans. Okay? Geneticists would say everybody came from Africans. But do that mean that white people today are the same as you? And if they are, how the fuck is that your enemy? If the Asians are the same as you, then how the fuck is that your enemy? So this is how I explained it to the person I was talking with today. All dogs came from the wolf. But is we gonna call a motherfucking Chihuahua a wolf today? No, nigga. People have intermixed and things have changed throughout time. and created new subclasses of people or subcultures of people, or diluted genomes that made people hella light, hella weak, hella unfertile. That's why the white race is genetically inferior to the black race, because they're the carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy.
Yeah.
But you can't call them black no more. You can't call them African no more. They are something else. They are Chihuahuas now.
Yeah.
So we can't call them wolves. But that same thing with the Arabs. The Arabs might be dark as hell and look very similar to some Africans, but they not Africans. They German shepherds. They not wolves either. They German shepherds.
Yep.
The Asians is poodles. You know what I'm saying? So we have now became different groups and classes of people. So now that we different classes of people, we gotta know who is who and what is what, in my opinion, or we shouldn't even talk about it at all. We should just walk around and say, yeah, we all black, we all African, which I know y'all not gonna do that because y'all don't even call me black. So let's stop the bullshit. And my daddy blacker than all you niggas.
That's a fact.
And my name is African. Which one of you niggas got an African name?
I do.
You got a guy. No, you got a.
I got a Nigerian. I definitely got something with the
no, nigga. The J wasn't even invented before the 1600s, nigga.
You lying.
It wasn't. Google when the J was invented.
My granny told me it was from Africa. I'm sticking with it. You're not gonna whitewash me.
Google when the J entered into English, or just say when did the J come into play?
That's funny because when I said when was the letter, the first thing that came up was J. The letter J originated as a swash character to end some Roman numerals in place of I. The letter J came about in the 17th century where it was established as a consonant.
So in the 1600s, they dropped the J on your ass. So before before slavery, your name would have been
German.
Iquan. Your name would have been Iquan.
Iquan
Pittman.
Iquan Pittman. That's I'm doing a Jamaican accent, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Iquan.
S.W. Velour got the nerve to tell us that he don't feel connection to Africa. Duh, nigga, you hate Africans. You Panamanian.
You hate Africans.
This nigga is so funny that he thought he needed to tell us how he feels about Africa. We know, nigga.
Niggas from the Dominican Republic, of course.
This nigga, everything about his life is Spanish. Look, y'all, for y'all that don't know, we be on the live with this nigga while he in the grocery store. Now, tell the truth, Iquan. Don't this nigga be getting everybody he passes in the grocery store be Spanish speakers, don't it?
Yes, that is a fact.
And everything he put in his cart could go in a tortilla, couldn't it? It's either cheese, meat, rice, taco sauce, motherfucking queso sauce.
He couldn't even make macaroni and cheese the right way. He had to put nacho cheese in that.
that nigga had chili. That nigga had little chilies in his macaroni and shit. Nigga, stop that shit, nigga. We don't need to know you don't connect to Africa, nigga. Duh, nigga.
He said, "Phone call, gotta go."
Nigga, we know, nigga. Dang, man. This Black History Month, not Cuban support weekend, nigga. Cuban, I can't even think of no shit, man. You got me fucked up right now.
You see what Brim Dog said? He said, "So do black men feel American?"
Good point. That's a good ass question.
I've never felt American.
That's a good ass question, Brim Dog.
What the fuck does American feel like though? Like that's an even better question. What the fuck does that feel like?
I had a talk with my kids, man, and I told them, I had told my kids, like, society looks at you like you're not supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. So when you do things that other white society might could do openly.
Yeah.
It's like if I was at your house and I just kicked my shoes off and put my feet on the table. You can do that because you feel like you in your house. But if I come in your house and do it, you look at me like, fuck is this nigga doing? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And because white people have set up this country to be their own, everything that is done that by black people to them is like, what the fuck you think you doing? And that's why that animosity is so strong when they see black folks just being black folks and they get offended. Like, what the fuck? Who told you you could come to our restaurant, motherfucker? Or wherever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or go ahead.
I think it's a mind fuck because you love being black, but you hate being black at the same time because of certain things that you either out of fear, feel like you have to watch out for, just plain simple. You have to watch your back, or you have to, watch out for extra shit that the regular white person in America doesn't have to watch out for. It's almost like you love being black, but you hate the experience of the certain things that come with it because you didn't choose that. That wasn't a choice we made.
Nah,
nobody chose to be black.
Well, why you think everybody didn't quick and run? Now I know the answer, but what do you think? Why do you think when blacks were allowed to go back to Liberia, why do you think more didn't say fuck it, I'm out?
Because we didn't know nothing. We were already what's the word for it? We were already conditioned to be here. We wouldn't know shit about where the fuck we came from. We wouldn't be able to integrate. On top of that, the people there wouldn't receive us.
Yep.
In my opinion.
And like you said, you would be a fish out of water, and you'll feel like, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't belong here. And you'll be back in your home continent. I understood that, but and you got to look at it like a lot of work has been done here to build up America. And for hundreds of years, if you feel like your people have sweat and died there, or your mother or your grandmother is buried in your backyard, you like, I'm not finna fucking go nowhere. Like, this where I'm from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I can see that too.
I mean, being here for so long and so many generations having to be born here, you can't call Africa home. You can call it the motherland. You can call it the birthplace of everything, but there's way too many generations that have been born here for us to say, well, you know what? Africa is home. We can just go there. We have no idea what it's like to be there. If you've never been there, you've never lived there, you wouldn't know what it's like. It'll be extremely hard to adapt to life in another continent, let alone it being a place where we know we're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? We have these ideas in our head. We have these Americanized ideas in our head. Regardless of everything we've learned, we're still going to go there and be Americanized as fuck. We wouldn't know how to adapt.
I agree. Hey, hold on. Let me see if I can.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question. I wrote this down in my notes. Do you think that Juneteenth should have been made a holiday?
Do I think that Juneteenth should have been made a holiday? Yeah. Not. I mean, I understand what it represents because it's not really the actual day that slavery ended, and it took so long for them to find out when it did. I get all that, but a win is a win, nigga. So imagine the day they come and tell you when they finally do tell you, even though it's that's like when you on your lunch break. It's supposed to be a lunch break, and a motherfucker come tell you like, hey, it's your break. You be like, shit. Fuck.
Goddamn, I appreciate you, nigga.
Like, damn, nigga, I should have been did that shit.
No, I don't know. I think they wait until they could find a way to make money off certain shit for things like this.
I'm about to drop this shit out.
Oh shit, my man got the computer up and running. Oh fuck, we back at it, brother. We got 2 APs up here. Did y'all know he had a
How the fuck I get out of this shit? Hold on.
He's the lighter skinned brother.
Thoughts
We got
of that.
AP and APB.
There we go. Boom.
Got him.
All right, look.
Good switch.
Y'all can
Now.
hear me good?
Yeah, we got you.
It ain't sounding crazy.
Nah. See, 9 o'clock actually probably would have been the time. You had it in your mind. It's 9:07. Computer back up and running. I like that.
Yeah, but still though, that shit was we wouldn't have had no fucking idea if it was gonna work or not.
Hey,
I feel like something ain't right.
Still a
either.
good.
Hold
It's
on.
still a dope show. No, you good.
Hold on, no, it ain't. All right, fuck it. But you said I'm good. It sound right.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem, right?
Yep. You good. You good. Chat can hear you. I'm pretty sure we good.
All right. I'm trying to remove this shit from the back though, and I don't know why I can't. All right, it don't fucking matter. What? Hey, y'all. All right, look. I'm more focused now. I can focus now. So y'all in the chat, if it's something that y'all feel like we need to hear that we ain't talk about when it in regards to Black history, please point it out to us, and we'll see what's good. And we'll look it up. We'll talk about it. We'll touch on it.
Do you think that it was a mistake? What up, Sensei? Do you think it was a mistake to
Oh shit.
to fucking what happened?
Nothing. Thought I fucked up.
Do you think it was a mistake for us to only learn about Malcolm X and not Malcolm Little?
I think if you read his autobiography, you learned about Malcolm Little.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as far as like, because the first place that a lot of people do learn this isn't just at home; it's at school. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about Malcolm Little at school. You got Black kids all around America, not just in the hood. People will have them in school learning about only one aspect of Martin Luther King or one aspect of Malcolm X. We never really have transparency in school to where people learn the ins and outs or learn all about a person. Because then you kind of give them the illusion that the person that you're talking about was, perfect in a sense. So like for Martin Luther King, people felt like there was a perfect image, and then all of a sudden you hear certain things from, rumors or whatever that happened in the past, and then they try to taint his image. But it's like everybody's human. Everybody they do certain shit. Not everybody's perfect, but the main goal that they have, which is to try to make some type of change and change the minds of the people that are stuck in a place of being controlled. I think people need to pay attention to that more than the bullshit.
Well, you also got to remember that the Nation of Islam wasn't as popular as they make it sound like it was in movies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was still not the norm in Black culture. Black culture was Christian and Baptist Christians. Yeah. So they looked at Islam like how we look at Hotep niggas now. Like, man, go on somewhere with that shit. You get what I'm saying? And that's the truth. They looked at Muslims like, man, if you don't get your goofy ass out of here. So the same way the Black Israelites is dressed like Sub-Zero and shit, seeing niggas in fucking bow ties, like with the same haircuts and the same FOI uniforms, they like, man, what the fuck is you doing? Jesus ain't say nothing about none of that. You know what I'm saying? So you had that element. Then you had the fact that Elijah Muhammad was a direct enemy of the United States government.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would they push that into the schools if this is possibly a what do they call them? A fucking
a threat to society.
We'll use that. Yeah. Because y'all coming up with a fucking nation, y'all calling yourself a nation within a nation. Mm-hmm. But this is our nation, but you building an army called the FOI? And you speaking against our politics? Oh, fuck no. You get what I'm saying? So they was a direct enemy. You know what I mean? So they was never going to promote that. They only recently started to let it in kind of when I was a little younger because of Black History Month. So for everybody that talks shit about Black History Month, that was actually done by Black or the organizers. I think the Black Panthers aided in it, but it was a few different groups, and NAACP and others that aided in getting Black History Month. Now I know people like, man, that's the short month. We don't give a fuck about 1 month. We need to learn. But y'all wasn't learning shit. So they felt like, Black leaders was like, we should force this kind of education in the schools at least. Something. Yeah. Give them something. So even though we kept hearing about the same 5 motherfuckers, we wouldn't even knew about them 5 motherfuckers.
What about this? I don't know if you want to touch on this or not. I don't know how YouTube reacts to this, but talking about the masonry and shit like that, how I know a lot of Black people hold on to that. My grandpa was a part of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't really done too much research on that shit, but I know it's very, very enclosed and very motherfucking tight knit.
You talking about the Muslims? I mean the Masons. The
Masons, yeah.
Yeah, well, they got to be tight knit because they do some weird shit to get into the goddamn group.
Exactly.
Your grandpa was a freak. I hate to tell you that, Iquan, but your grandpa was a goddamn freak.
I don't doubt it, nigga. Them old motherfuckers was...
Bro, just fraternities in general, man. If we got any fraternity members in the house, let's keep it real, man. Frat brothers. We be seeing some most inappropriate behavior out of you goddamn frat cats, man. I need to know if that shit is y'all
that hazing shit.
Fuck the hazing part. Even long after they in the fucking frat, them motherfuckers be doing too much.
He said, "I know you already in the frat, but
nigga, you won, nigga, you here, nigga, you here. You ain't gotta suck no more dick."
Man, come on, man. Them frats be on that bullshit.
You ain't gotta suck no more dick, man. Chill out, bro. You on? We about to put the unicorn. We about to put a motherfucking. We about to put a horseshoe on your damn elbow, nigga. You good? You ain't gotta do shit else,
nigga.
Oh shit! Y'all gotta stop this shit, man. Oh shit, we got an alpha in the house.
Alpha, okay.
Oh, hey, look, how appropriate. The nigga named Dark Chocolate. Awkward. Shout out to Dirk.
That was his name during the frat parties. Somebody get Dark Chocolate.
Nigga, that's a stripper name if I ain't never heard one and shit. That nigga was the main stripper for all the damn alpha events and shit. That nigga jumped out of a cake with a Letterman's jacket on and shit like, Hey, he had
frat paddle and shit.
Look, that nigga had no drawers, nothing on under his jacket, just
God damn.
Them niggas be serious in a bitch.
Niggas was stomping in his drawers.
Alpha, man. Niggas Alpha be hand-boning like a motherfucker, dog. Y'all gotta stop that shit. He said, fuck out. Oh shit, my bad, man. Tell us the secrets, man. You did all that shit to get in, man. You better have some motherfucking secrets.
Look at his picture, man. That nigga look like
Shout out to the hey man, we not gonna disrespect the brother, man. I'm sure he had to work hard to get in that shit, man. Just tell us the secrets, man. You did all that shit. Let us know something, man. Hey, did y'all know? I don't know how true this is, but apparently the Skull and Bone motherfuckers claim that they got the head of Geronimo in the motherfucking Skull and Bones.
Geronimo.
Yeah, the tribal leader. I'm finna pull up a picture of him.
Oh yeah, you got your computer back, man. Yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, man, Geronimo, man.
On the freaky side.
They claim they got his skull and shit in the Skull and Bones. Now, why would they do that?
Explain who Geronimo is.
I got to know more about him myself. I just know he was a famous
level
Indian chief and shit.
Oh, okay.
And I know I used to say that shit when I jumped off a high motherfucking diving boards and shit.
Geronimo. Yo, this nigga AP's on some shit.
You ain't never did that?
Yeah. Nah, nigga, was it Geronimo or was it?
Well, this what he was. They said Geronimo was a prominent leader and medicine man from the Beta Kohai band of Apache people. From 1850 to 1886, Geronimo joined with members of 3 other Chiricahua Apache bands. I can't say all these fucking names.
Yeah, I think Arius would be good at.
But basically, he was a fucking leader and a medicine man, and he died in. We'll just say this nigga died. Wait, that shit don't match up. Oh yeah, 19. Yeah, it do. Born in 1829, died in 1909. But apparently his let me show y'all the picture though. Apparently his motherfucking skull is in the Skull and Bones like tomb. That little tomb that they do all their little rituals and shit in. Now look, y'all. For y'all that say the Native Americans was black. Maybe at some point, but definitely not when Geronimo was out here stomping with the big dogs.
Geronimo, man, that's such a wild name. I don't know why.
G?
Geronimo. Do you think that's where they got it from? That saying to yell that shit before you jumped into some shit.
Yeah, that's what they used to say. That shit.
Damn, Geronimo got a big head.
But I mean, you see how dark his skull. You see how dark his skin is.
Yeah.
But you see the hair, man. And that's what I say. People got to really take into account the texture of the hair of people from different places. You know what I'm saying? We love to say who black. Look how dark these men are. You telling me these is Africans? Is you telling me that these is Africans? How many generations of fucking Africans lead down to this kind of hair?
They had the ability to collect melanin like we did. See, I think there's more than one spiritual people on this earth. I definitely think Native Americans are one of those group of people.
See, look how dark they are, bro. They dark as shit, but they got the Binky Bianca wigs on.
Brim Dog said, so who was Cowabunga?
Hey, Cowabunga probably is a motherfucker if we look it up. It ain't no coincidence that he say that shit.
Cowabunga was a white slave master.
Come on, y'all, give us some black facts, man. We got a little more time.
Asiatic left. Indians.
Give us some black facts. Yeah, and we're gonna look it up. Facts. I got a black facts. They like to say that King James was black. What do you think?
King James?
The one who commissioned for the King James Bible to
That's what I was about to say in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's
They apparently put his, I mean, he got all of the linguists together to translate his version of the Bible, because there was a Bible before the King James Bible, a different translation, but he commissioned for the King James translation.
King James was black. The 100% proof that King James, according to the British Secret Service, was black. The British Secret Service.
Show that shit.
It's not a video. It's a article.
Post that shit. Let's read what shit they talking about.
Let me share my screen
so I can debunk it real quick. My ancestors just whisper in my ear like, don't believe that bullshit.
All right, there you go. You can pull it up.
I can't see that good.
I got you.
Yeah, enlarge it.
There are many fake whitewashed portraits of King James of Scotland and his descendants. I have obtained memoirs by the first British spy, aka the first James Bond. Name is John Mackey. John Mackey died. Wait, are we talking about this? We not talking about this. We talking about a different King James.
Because of what year they was talking about the damn 007?
No, he said John the 1726.
That's why we gotta stop.
This ain't biblical times.
Thank you. First of all, it wouldn't have been biblical time. King James would have lived in the late 1500s, early 1600s. Because the 1611 Bible came out in 1611, but he commissioned it in 1609, I think. And you know what else funny?
Oh, so he commissioned that part of the Bible.
No, listen.
Or what do you? Okay.
King James is not a part of the Bible. It's a translation of the Bible.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So what he did was had all of the old. He had the Septuagint and the what's the other motherfucking I can't think of the name. It's two different, more ancient scriptures, which ain't that old, but there was this all they had to work with. Some written in Greek, some written in Latin, some written in Aramaic, and they took all those scrolls and then they translated it to English. That's all he had done. He had whatever they had already, he had to translate it into English. And he used Oxford University was already a thing. So he had a lot of scholars and professors from these different schools and colleges put it together. But this is the crazy part when niggas say that he was black. At the same time that he was king, supposedly, of on the throne of Britain,
yeah,
they was transporting black Africans to America, nigga. So you telling me the king, the black king, who you Israelite niggas like to say was an Israelite, was sending Israelites to motherfucking Jamestown, Virginia?
Shit.
How do that work? How do a black Hebrew, who the only fucking black nigga on the throne at that time, because all the motherfucking other people that they got a record of all the pictures and all the paintings and all the time was clearly fucking white. But a random nigga was on the throne sending his own people to another country to work for the crown. What, nigga?
Yeah,
y'all got to stop this foolishness.
That sounds really
I'm finna pull up pictures of the real King James. Let's stop the bullshit.
That's why it fucks me up when people talk about slavery, because like there was a lot of shit that went into that. There was a lot of greed. There was a lot of selfishness. It broke niggas' hearts when they found out that niggas was selling niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Nah, man.
Man, bro.
Up.
But I'm just saying, common sense alone, bro. Common sense alone will help motherfuckers through some of this shit, man. Somebody tell IVR to go watch another show for now, because he's not going to want to be here for this.
What did he say? He said,
I don't know what he said. But look, this is King James, okay? This is King James. They look the same to me. This is King James. This is King James. This is King James. This is not King James. This is boyfriend.
This
is King James. This is King James. I'm just saying, and guess what? I know what y'all saying. They whitewashed it. They whitewashed it. In 1600s, they have the artists. They have everybody documented. You can look up the artists. You can look up when the paintings was commissioned to be painted. You can see what other people of the castle or the monarchy was being painted by the same painters. Yeah. These was all white people. All of them. Okay? First king of Scotland and of Britain. The man was homosexual. Look at his hand on his hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. All right? Let's stop this shit, man. Let's just stop, man. Okay, so let's end that, because I don't want to go any further on that. King James was white, all right? So, yeah, James Stewart. But if I look up his brothers, his sisters, his mama, they all fucking white. They are. Anybody got a disagreement? Because I would gladly pull up whatever evidence you say you got.
Should people deter, or should people feel different about Martin Luther King even if he did have a side chick?
Hell no, because I don't trust a nigga without a side chick. Because I got to question you.
That's what I mean. Like, these are things that people have brought to the surface to try to demonize the work of a person that cared about everybody.
No, it wasn't about that, brother. He had white bitches.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
that's what weakened. That's what weakened his argument. If he had some chocolate sisters, when nobody gave a fuck, they would have said, "Yeah, King, you deserve that." You know what I'm saying? But because he was fucking with them white bitches.
Yeah, I agree that's worse. I agree that's worse. But him having side chicks in the first place still would have had motherfuckers mad. Because he's supposed to be the preacher. He's supposed to be the reverend. He doing this and that. Trust me.
This is a good ass question, Ray J. 2. I don't know what you call yourself, G. But he said, what's y'all take on the Hidden Color documentaries? Now, when I saw them, they got some good facts in there and they got some fugazi shit in there. And y'all got to be real careful when you listening to documentaries, because this is how they get away with saying wild shit. They say, it's been said that blah, 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 blah. Or they say, some people have said, or it's thought that blah, 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 blah. Because that way they can get away with sneaking in some random shit.
Sneaking in those conspiracies.
Sneaking in a little bit of, pseudo science and pseudo information. It's all about the wording. That's what the History Channel love to do that shit. The History Channel, the whole goddamn documentary would be made up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like me and GMS was talking about the ancient Egypt and who was building the pyramids. And he, we considered aliens, but I told him, I said, bro, they got all of the fucking
I consider aliens.
They got the workers shown building the shit on the walls.
Yeah,
why would they make pictures of themselves building the shit and how they built it on the walls?
Well, that's a testament to how easy it is to just watch some shit and hear some shit than to read some shit and see other evidence from other places. You know,
look at this nigga IVR. He said it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greek. With a name, look at his name, nigga. No, he's not Greek. He is the first generation Greek, but he's an African. Yeah. First generation Greek. Matter of fact, I think he was born in Africa now that I think about it. Yeah, he was born in Africa, bro. And he moved to Greece.
We was talking about he's thing that African, was interesting.
Man, not a Hebrew.
Because I believe in other things, AP brought up a good point about the pyramids. I do believe that at some point in history, there were very large human beings. Now, I don't know how large, I don't know how tall, but at some point there had to be. I mean, they discovered bones of, human remains that were very, very large bones. And he made a point that at that time when they were building pyramids, at whatever time they started or in the middle, or towards the end, those type of humans may have been the reason why this shit got built.
It would have made it easier.
Yeah.
It would have made it easier.
And I do believe in that, because I do believe that people who are bigger human beings, especially today, are like, descendants of those type of people.
Well, let's play with that for 2 seconds, because I actually do believe that there were giant people. But when I say giant, I'm talking 9-10 feet. But I ain't talking about people with what they call that shit where people over what's that disease called?
What?
Like giantitis ass shit. I don't know what the disease called.
Giantitis?
But I'm just throwing some shit out there. But it's a disease
too
where
tall
people
syndrome.
You niggas, all right. You don't know. Just say I don't know.
I have no idea.
Okay, it's a condition, but they don't live long. They get really big, but they don't live long. But I'm saying that the people that I believe used to walk the earth more regularly was healthy, normal lifespan, 8 to 10 feet tall motherfuckers that was just normal. I mean, if you look at Shaq and people like him, that shit was common at some point. And giantism. Thank you, IVR. Giantism. Now those people don't live very long, but I believe that there was many tribes all over the world of people bigger. In ancient Egypt, they show a lot of pictures of people bigger than others. Like they'll show the rulers a hell of a lot bigger than the workers.
You see what Joseph said?
No, what'd he say?
He said there's a lower leg of a man at the Oakland Museum that was 11 feet tall.
I would totally believe it. I'm about to pull up some photos now for us to look at and just go through some of this shit. Y'all see this?
Oh, those the weapons you was talking about.
Yeah, now these weapons was found. These was real fucking axe heads found. And obviously the wooden part is fake. And just for the niggas that think slave ships supposed to still be around, the wooden parts decayed over time. So they only had the heads of the fucking axes. So they had to put some artificial wood on there. I'm just throwing it out there for the niggas that think slave ships are still supposed to be around, even though they 300 to 400-year-old boats made out of wood. Let's move on, though. Now, look, this is a find. Now, I don't know what country this is. Now, y'all can investigate this further yourself. I think this Photoshop. This is a real drawing, I think. That's a mummy. Hold on. They playing games. Now, this is for sure real. I investigated this shit. This is a real picture. But dude only stood like 9-something feet tall. But that's tall as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
And that was found in North America. So they got a lot of documents. They got a lot of newspaper documents and clippings from 1800s where they uncovered all these tall people. Look at these Pakistanis. These
and it's
Pakistani
not like you can tell the
motherfuckers,
strength of a motherfucker that was that big just by their skeletons. So these
and look how dark these motherfuckers is. Are these Africans or are these big, tall ass dark Arabs? What you gonna give them, GMS?
Them niggas is Shaquille O'Neal's.
What races you giving these niggas?
Oh, shit. I have no fucking idea. More. Niggas is more.
Hey, close enough. Berber, Northern African people. All right, hold on, man. These ain't the best pictures, man. They playing games. They playing real games right here. Now, what is this map of? I guess places where they found shit. Okay. They playing games, man. I seen way better pictures than this. I must be on the wrong site. Okay, now look at this. This is an ancient picture. But do you see how they got one man hell of bigger than the others?
Yeah.
They got that shit all over the world too. And the bigger people, now they could have made themselves bigger just to show their status. Or they could have actually been that big. You know what I'm saying? If you are 8 foot, 10 foot tall motherfucker, and you amongst a bunch of 5'4" motherfuckers in the tribe, who gonna run that shit? Especially before guns.
He said, "This big ass nigga, you got it, bro."
All right, look, this is a very bad. Trust me, y'all look into it yourself on Google. I don't know what the fuck I was just on. Y'all will see way more pictures than that.
Yeah, I've seen some shit when it comes to
and look, Shaq is aging just fine, no diseases. That's what I'm saying. So I think there was a matter of fact, there's large races in not races, but tribes in Africa that they average around 7 foot. So they average 7 foot, the males and the females.
Well, I don't know. Have you seen Shaq's foot? That's a disease in itself.
20-something, 22 or some shit.
Shaq's foot got a whole disease on his big toe. I don't know if y'all seen that shit. What up, CDT?
So, Arab is not a race. It means traveler. I know this, nigga. So, okay, look. Let's get into this shit, too. This be killing me, right? Arab is not a race. It means traveler, according to Zoe. Now, look. I ain't getting on you, Sim, but according to Zoe, he's right. All words have some kind of meaning. Yeah. But it really means like nomadic people that travel from place to place. Not necessarily traveler. It just means they're a nomad and they didn't have a land. And they just traveled the desert areas in Northern Africa and Middle East. But when you find out the lineage of them people, they don't look like sub-Saharan Africans. They look like Nipsey Hussle looking motherfuckers. So even the darkest ones look more like Haile Selassie, like Ethiopians. Ethiopians don't look hella dark. They look like they mix with African and Arab kind of. But I say look at the hair, man. The hair kind of tell you something, a different story of how much they've been mixed down over the years. So at one point, the Arabs probably was black as fuck. But over time, they lightened up, and I don't call them the same people no more. Let's go back to the dog shit. At some point, all dogs was wolves, but now you got all these different species of wolves. And that's the same thing with humans. You would not call the dude at the gas station an African, but he is in fact an Arab. Am I lying?
Hey, my Arab brother.
He's an Arab.
What you say when you go to the corner store around the way that's owned by Arabs? Are we going to the
he
Arab
said
spot?
basically they look like AP. Pretty much. What was you finna say? What do I say to the corner store dude?
The Arabs that own the corner store. You say I'm finna go to the Arab spot. You don't say I'm finna go to the African spot.
And that's all I'm trying to say when people try to use those words.
Yeah.
They was black because nigga, is they black now? And then we gotta ask, when did they change? When the Persians beat the black Africans and took Egypt from them, was they black Africans against black Africans? Or was they Persian Arabs against black Africans?
You talking about during that time?
Yeah, because this happened. The Persians conquered all of Northern Africa and the Middle East. And then Alexander the Great and the Greeks took it from them.
So you want to talk? Do you want to bring up the Spartans?
The Spartans. How about this? For y'all that don't know, y'all can look this up. The first people that inhabited the area of Greece were black. They were. It was black tribes. But they even the history would tell you that they got their land taken from them by people from the northeast. And those people were white.
Yeah.
So that was Alexander's granddaddy. And then his daddy, Philip, conquered more of the area. And then Alexander the Great conquered more of the area. But before them, Greece was black tribes. Then they got their shit took. When they got their shit took, you got white people taking over Greece.
Yeah.
So after that is when you get Spartans. So how was the Spartans black? Because I've heard people say that. If it already been taken by white people for hundreds of years, you just saying they just left a random ass group of niggas that fought for Greece? Stop this shit. And go look up everything I'm saying. If you think I'm tripping. Because I'm okay with being honest. If there was black then, they was black. But let's talk about when they stopped being black. Because apparently right now, Greece ain't black. Anakama Tutumbe is the only black nigga in Greece. And he ain't there no more. So I'm just saying, at some point, shit changes. Shit get lighter. Shit get taken by other people. Shit get mixed. Look at this nigga, boy. This nigga funny. He says Xerxes took the Spartans out.
In 300?
Xerxes is a real person, okay? And his son, Darius. I don't know if he the father or the son. I forget.
Was he as moist as they made him seem in 300?
What you say?
Was he as moist as they made him seem in 300?
I would like to think that all super rich rulers are moist, all of them. But this is the point. They were Persian, though. They wasn't Africans. If you want to give it to them and say they was Africans, well, they were the lighter version with longer hair.
Niggas claiming Xerxes?
It's just one random nigga named IVR that just be throwing random names out with no proof.
Oh.
But the point is, the Spartans did not okay, the Spartans didn't have a big fucking name like they used in these movies, okay? They was just another Greek culture that had to fight with. When Greece fought, they fought as all the motherfuckers fought together. and it's saying, but like I said, it's just about knowing timelines and when shit happened. But I will say this: at that time that they was fighting and shit, it wasn't no Hebrews to be found, nigga. That really? Bible, I don't know where them niggas was at that was in that Bible. They wasn't nowhere to be found during that motherfucking time. The Anunnaki.
I've never read the Bible all the way through.
The Anunnaki. They in the Bible and they in the Epics of Gilgamesh.
The what?
The Epics of Gilgamesh.
Oh, Gilgamesh.
Which is Sumerian, which is a Sumerian tale about a giant named Gilgamesh who ran and controlled Samaria. But the Anunnaki was fallen angels or visitors to the planet that took over and made everybody mine for gold and work for him and blah, 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 blah. Good ass story. But I don't believe that shit, okay? Just like all these other ones, good ass stories, but you know. And then just another point, Gilgamesh was Nimrod. I mean, we can go down that road too. Apparently, everybody was Nimrod. When you let niggas go, when you let a Hebrew go, everything become everything. Trust me, bro. They'll be like, why you think Puffy named it Bad Boys?
So who's Nimrod?
That's the spirit of Gilgamesh. Who is Nimrod? What is Nimrod? An idiot. What is an idiot? A dickhead. What is a dickhead? The head of your penis. They're fucking us, man. Like, shut the fuck up. Stop this shit. Research. Okay? Come with some.
So
do your Googles,
Black Mamba. That's a good one.
Dawg said, so Kobe ain't the Black Mamba? Look, I'm done, man.
That was good.
Do we want to keep going? Look, read Deuteronomy 28:37. And the Lord said that if you fuck her, you must impregnate her. And if she cannot get pregnant, something is wrong with her pussy. You must stone her to death. Read. Y'all niggas is tripping.
Niggas said Deuteronomy.
I'm just saying, man, look, I do this shit for fun. I don't know what I'm talking about. So feel free to Google to check anything I said. I'm going to tell you this, though. Anything I said, you're going to find something. It's going to point you to something.
No matter what, this was an informative show. It's going to make somebody think and make somebody Google search something and be able to go and research some shit for themselves. You come up with your own conclusion, but this is something to help build the minds. This is the whole point. You got to help build the minds and expand the minds. Don't just think about one thing and don't just settle on one thing and don't be the motherfucker to agree with everything. Just do your research. I had to do some research today. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just do your research, man. Form your own opinion and your own conclusion. And whatever you come up with, man, take that shit and run with it.
And that's where I'm at with it, bro. I really ain't taking none of this shit personal.
Yeah,
I actually been in a lot of people different shoes. I was in the Christian shoes where I believed in the Bible. I was in the Black Hebrew Israelite shoes where I start feeling like I needed to read the Bible from their perspective. I was in a fugazi motherfucking fake ass historian. You know, I was looking into everything that I was hearing, just like all of y'all. But what helped me relax is the more I read.
Yeah.
The less you listen to niggas ramble online and the more you actually read alone to yourself, the more information you start to kind of just smooth everything out. Some shit you could say, I seen enough of that to believe that there's some credence in that. And other things you be like, you know what? I'm not finding that nowhere but that one motherfucking source. So let's put that on the back burner for now. So it just become fun if you reading and shit. But then I also am a nigga who believe in common sense and trying to be, hella like a realist. I don't want to. The problem with most of us, we've been lied to so much or was given so many options and choices, we confused ourselves.
Yeah.
So the only way to stop letting that happen is we just take it easy, man. You just stick to the basics. I always try to look for the easy answer in everything, and it just worked better.
I mean, I'm also glad we didn't dress up for this shit because we would have been looking like some dumbass niggas in dashikis waiting for this shit to stop.
Phone not working. No, we would have looked appropriate as a motherfucker.
This nigga
just janky than a motherfucker. I
don't think we would have had the same conversation though, to be honest.
No, man, everything happened for a reason. I'm glad we still did it because our show was feeling like fuck it.
Because it was still a great show. And shout out to everybody that kept the chat alive during that time while shit was getting figured out, man. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah, and thank everybody for y'all input, man. If I said some wild shit, forgive me. Y'all know I just say random shit. IVR, you know you the homie. Me and him been getting it in all week on IG with information going back and forth. So y'all just feel free. We might do this again in a more open way where more people can come with their facts and we can break this shit down together, man. And I'll calm my nerves and listen. I'll calm my ancestor voice in my ear and let y'all have y'all way, man.
What up, King Cartel? That's the homie, man.
Shout out to King Cartel, man. Talking parodies over food. All our other homies in the chat. We up out of here, y'all. Peace.